So thank you. KPMG is delighted to be part of this event again this year and support the food processing industry in BC. And I'm pleased to be invited to be part of the panel this afternoon or to moderate the panel. First, I'd like to ask each of our panelists to introduce themselves to you, and very hosts like that. Okay. So I'll invite Vikram first to introduce himself and let us know a little bit about your business.
My name is Vikram Vij. I'm a chef owner of Vij's restaurant, which is Vanderkooi, and just got myself into trouble by opening up a production facility out in Cloverdale. It's 28,000 square feet. Wanted to showcase Indian food to the people, and the idea behind the packaged meals was not just to increase, not just to sell the food, but more to make people feel as if they cooked the food. So when you make pasta, you don't really make pasta, but you actually, the fact that you boil the pasta makes you feel that you made something out of it. So you put a little tomato sauce. And I felt that we needed to showcase to the world that even if you open up a bag and you add a little cilantro to it, or if you add a little extra cumin seeds to it, you would feel that you did something with it. And so the idea of these bags is predominantly something that we want to encourage.
Thank you. Richard, would you like to go next?
Sure. So I think we've got a couple of pages here. Goldenboy Foods, a lot of you know because you're customers. First of all, thank you for that and for that business. Our company was founded in the 70s by the Vij family, and they built it to be one of the most successful food companies, I think, in Western Canada. And we're fortunate to become the new owners of it a few years ago. Since that time, the business has changed a little bit, and today we're a Canadian and a US company with origins in British Columbia, and so it'll be a better proper description. If you go back to the first page, please. Our product range you can see here, we're certainly, listening to John's comments, familiar with what he says about retail in North America because we're supplying 20 out of 30 of the top North American retailers. So whether that's a hard discounter like Aldi in the US, one of the winners in the current environment, or whether it's Whole Foods, who's also one of our largest customers, or whether it's a number of the retailers here in BC, we're experienced with a lot of them. So we're in private label, we're not a branded business, so it's a different perspective from some you'll hear today. And we are really predominantly in two areas. One is peanut butter and nut butters, both organic and conventional, where we're now the third largest in North America as a private label and contract manufacturer of peanut butter and nut butters. And then we have a trail mix and snacking nut and raw nut business, which is principally focused on bulk food supply and then on select retail relationships. You go to the next page. There are a few words here to, we were very much a local food business, albeit an extremely successful one under family ownership, but with a lot of the characteristics that you find in regional food businesses, and we've transformed ourselves into quite a large company now, with much more sophisticated approach to the business and a lot of different facilities across the United States and Canada. So it's been quite a story, and we've got a lot more work to do for the future. Hopefully we can give some useful perspective in today's panel.
We're going to show a short video, but before we do that, I'm just going to go through just a bit of the purpose for our company, some of the core competencies, just a quick overview. For Vital Foods, I'll back up. Nutriva Group is kind of a group of multifaceted agribusinesses, and we start really from feed ingredient to farm, through the processing, through partnerships, to produce healthy, functional, naturally enhanced natural foods. And so you'll kind of see that through the video. It does a much more eloquent job of describing that. But specifically for Vital Foods, which is our branded natural food products, our vision is really bringing healthy foods to the world. We see our core competencies as innovating around food through strategic partnerships and continuously adding innovation and value. What we sell right now is milk, eggs, and yogurt. We're expanding into cheeses, and we have some other product innovations that we pipeline as well. In terms of our brand promise, specifically to the end consumer, we are fully traceable, science-based, and again, new to market innovations is really a key differentiation for us. So that's just by way of introduction. We have a very short video that kind of gives you a nice overview and promotes our products.
And by the way, that's just our cows. Wait till you meet our chickens.
Good.
Thank you, all of you. Well, I look forward to a spirited discussion from those perspectives. First question is related to the rising import costs of food, which has driven food prices to record highs. We're told that these high prices are going to continue in the months ahead. The question for all of you is, what is your company doing to remain competitive or to counter rising input costs? I'd like to ask Bill to speak first, please.
I think we're in quite a unique situation where we're really new to the market. We're launching new products, so there's less of a comparison that you might see in more established categories. So as a result, I think we're maybe in a better position to pass along increases. We just had a producer price increase for eggs, so those we've been able to pass those along. One of the strategies for the products we're launching too is really to try to be that niche player, the best in class in terms of the health benefits and the traceability and that sort of thing. So unfortunately our volumes are still very slow because we're just entering the market. However, I think it does position us stronger in the context of when there's price pressure.
Thank you. Richard, anything to add?
Yes, I mean, we buy a lot of commodities, everything from peanuts through dried fruits and a lot of specialty nuts. And we've had to pay a lot more attention to exactly how we're buying, when we're buying, and whether the supply relationship is strong enough that we can expect the contract to be fulfilled. So we've become significantly more organized and diligent in that part because our customers expect us to do that, and it's become more important and possible to get hurt by not doing it well. In terms of how we've managed this with customers, for the most part we work with natural ingredients and we do relatively little processing. So what that means when we talk to a customer, even if they're loblaw, is there's not a lot of room that we have to absorb an increase in input costs. So that encourages us to be very firm in the negotiation, and it has meant that we have for the most part been able to get pricing through that reflects the cost of goods. That said, customers are very worried about whether people keep buying a lot of items with the rising prices, and we've had to work with them to try and figure out how they can continue to offer value if that's important to them, or how they can manage uncertainties in demand. So it can be new products, reformulations, different packaging sizes and so forth to try and manage a more difficult environment ahead, for sure, for a lot of the grocers.
I've always believed that good food is expensive. Good food is going to cost you. If you're going to buy good quality milk and good eggs and good chickens, then it's going to be more expensive. So up till as a restaurateur, I've always dealt with, this is what I charge. Here's the menu, look at it. When I entered the field of retail, it was like a rude awakening to me to realize that I needed to cut the cost down. So the last 6 months, we've kind of worked with the vendors, try to see our costs, where I can cut them down. I'm still not there that the markets need to dictate to me what my food should be costing. I think, if you know that I'm doing a good job of it, then you should pay me well for it, so that because it filters down to the whole chain of, if I take care of the people that are working for me, or if I buy good milk or good chickens, then it all filters down there. So I'm still in a little bit of a dilemma of how to, try to reduce the cost down. I understand it, but I'm not going to sit there and haggle with them. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, I'll give you 5 cents less or 2 cents less. I'm an Indian, I love to haggle, but not at stuff like that.
Thank you. Haggling about quality is not a good thing, is it? So different perspectives all around. Vikram, I'm going to jump back to you again. Small food companies and processors often find specific niche strengths that make a connection with customers. And whether that be ethnic, functional, natural, healthy, or organic, as you've heard. Can you elaborate, please, on your specific company and the reason that you chose the direction you did?
The idea of the bag was, when I was growing up in India, my grandmother would give me a pouch of lentil curry and say, son, when you're on the train, eat it on the way on your journey. Of me growing up in India and saying, I'm going to have this lentil curry in a bag, while I'm traveling. And so the way I have approached it has been, it's a hands-on, home-cooked meals. The end effect of it has been that people in Vancouver or around British Columbia know, off veggies, or they've heard about it. But nobody cares a fuck outside of veggies, outside of the city of British Columbia. I mean, not many people know about this. So, I didn't mean to use the F word, but so it's been a really big challenge for me to enter that market and become the CEO and think at numbers like this. It's still a very hands-on thing. I'm really at a very infancy stage. If you ask me this question next year or the year after that, I may be able to give you a better answer.
Thank you. Richard, anything from your perspective in terms of why your company chose the direction you did?
Well, I mean, we've developed a lot. When we started, we talked about our nut butter business. We really were differentiated in terms of ability to supply organic products compared with a lot of our competitors for a while. And as we've grown larger in the conventional products as well, it's now become something which is quite powerful for us as being a one-stop shop, because organic has become mainstream. In North America, there really is only Walmart USA which doesn't stock an organic peanut butter. So that won't be for long. I give them a year or two to do that, which means that they're keen on trying to get that from the same guy who can give them their regular product. So it's turned into a portfolio offer, if you like, that's been important. On the fruit nut side, we play across the field as well. When we talk to someone like Whole Foods, who's our second largest customer, it's important to them that they can get 100 items from us, and they will never list anything which they don't have in an organic variant. So you need to be able to deal with organic everything as well as conventional everything in order to be a successful vendor with them. And they're, I think they have the fastest growth in the last period in North America, actually doing terrifically well as a recovery in the organic segments across the board.